Yo, what does self-love look like for me? That's a question I was thinking about recently. That was something that was on my mind that I wanted to talk about, I wanted to share. So the other day, I was actually no, this is like, yeah, a couple months ago. Um, I was tired, I came home from work. And for me, for like lunch and stuff, usually I try to like meal prep and cook. Um, and have my stuff ready the night before for the next day, as opposed to like waking up the same day and like trying to cook or whatever, make sandwiches, whatever for the day for my lunch or whatever. Um, but this one particular day, I was just real tired, yo. Came home from work. I just wanted to chill, watch anime and shit, just chill on the couch, eat. And honestly, I just wanted to go straight to bed because I was just tired. Um, Basically, when it was time for me to like put my dishes away, so I put my dishes away, and I cleaned them, and then I was like, you know what? I ain't make lunch for tomorrow. Like, damn. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'll just do it in the morning or whatever. I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do it now because I know when I wake up, my future self is gonna appreciate me doing this instead of like having to wake up tired and groggy and then remembering, oh dang, I forgot my lunch and shit. I gotta make my sandwiches, whatever. It didn't go on my day. So, and I thought about that. I was like, you know what? Let me just do it now, you know. And it was like in that moment, I was like, yo, I love myself so much, yo. Like, like, and I do this thing where I thank myself for getting me. I think I mentioned this. Yeah, I definitely mentioned this at least a couple times at this point on this channel. But I do this thing where I thank myself in the future. I'm like, man, like thank you for getting me here, yo. I forgot where I got that from. I started doing it like years ago, but man, thank you for getting me here. Thank you for doing whatever it is, you know. Which in this case would be like making my sandwich or whatever. But anyway, but but as soon as I had that thought and it was like, you know what, let me just like make it for my future self so I don't gotta wake up and tired and have to do it tired and be like, oh, it's like another thing added to my already groggy ass morning and shit. So, but it was just immediately, I was like, you know what, I love myself so much. And it was just like truly though, like I love myself so much that I'm going to make myself my sandwich, my lunch for tomorrow, even though I'm tired right now, but I know my future self will appreciate it. And it kind of just reminded me of like almost like you could think about like a relationship, you know, say it's a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever, and like say it can go either way, of course, but say the guy has work in the morning, he got to work early, um, but he like knocks out early before making his lunch for the next day or whatever, and this could apply to anything, but in this case, just say it's like lunch, and then the girlfriend, she like, she realizes, oh dang, he knocked out early, but he didn't make his lunch. She was like, you know what? She like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna do this just for him, just to make his day a little bit better. Like I don't know. To me, that's love. Doing that out of love. Just being considerate. It honestly, love is. I think it's a lot of things, but anyway, I brought up that example because it's like wow, I love myself like how a girlfriend in that situation would love her boyfriend enough to make his lunch for the next day so that he won't wake up tired. It's like I have that love like for myself. And it was in that moment when it happened, as soon as I had that thought of like, let me just do it now for my future self. I was like, you know what? I love myself so much. Like, thank you, me. And that's just like one example. But and by the way, I want to say this isn't like I'm not saying this for they're like, oh, look at me, like I love myself so much. What about you? Like it's not that kind of thing. It's just I just felt called to share this, and So yeah, and also, furthermore, it's like self-love for me is loving me unconditionally. Like, first of all, I just want to say I feel like for the first time in my life, I truly feel like complete, like by myself. You know, it's not the type of thing where it's like, oh, I don't need a shorty, whatever. No, like I welcome love. I welcome a woman into my life. But at this point, I'm not like I honestly I've like removed myself from like the dating pool as far as like actively dating, like looking or macking, trying to pick up women or dating apps. Like I've like completely pulled back completely, and I'm just like focusing on myself for a lot of reasons. If you've been on my channel, you could probably see a lot more reasons why. Also, I don't have a job right now, and it's like I'm figuring out my life, like how I'm gonna make money. Also, update. If you've been watching since the video I talked about how I quit my job and everything, how things been going since then, and like how at that point I couldn't pay rent. Like I paid like December rent, but I couldn't pay January or beyond that. Basically, I just sold my 401k, which I don't give a fuck anyway. Like, I feel like a lot of people be like, yo, like, why you sell your 401k? Like, that's like a retirement plan, right? Or whatever. Da, da, da. It's like, for me, it's like, first of all, I don't like 401ks. I've been wanting to sell my 401k for a minute because I like managing my own money. But that's a whole nother topic of discussion. But yeah, so, that's just one thing that I can do for, paying rent and just living, and just a reminder, it's like, it's a lot of things to be worried about, but I'm truly like not worried at this point. Anyway, that was a tangent. But yeah, I was talking about self-love, and for me, self-love is also just like loving yourself unconditionally. I feel like in life, I've sought out love from other people, and in relationships, I don't know. It's like I feel like I never truly have been like seen. I feel like I've been loved, but not like really like seen. Which that's a whole nother topic. But basically, what I'm saying is, it's like I'm focusing on me. It's like I don't look for anything outside of myself for validation. I have what I need from within. I believe that God is within all of us, and we can tap in. And that one of my favorite quotes is like, when you feel stuck, go within. Like, I feel like everything you need. Oh, I want to say this too. Part of my definition of like success is when you don't need anything outside of yourself. So for me personally, I'm already successful because I don't look nothing outside of myself, and like for nothing, no validation. Like, I don't need anybody to. First of all, I just want to say I welcome people who are meant for me and my loved ones and everything, and I welcome relationship and love, but I don't need that, That's personally, that's me, because this is the first time for me I've loved myself unconditionally, and also one more thing about self-love is that I love myself in every version of myself, every version. No matter if, there was times I messed up, or times in life where I didn't set strong boundaries and that got me into crazy situations, or times I didn't stand up for myself, or times when I was down bad and shit, or, and made mistakes. I love every single version of myself, good, the bad, the ugly, every version, you know. It's kind of, for me, it's almost kind of, also kind of like, you know, when you have like a little kid, say you got a son, and you know, your little son gonna make, I don't have any kids, but I do have a lot of nieces and nephews, but say like, you know, your kid makes a lot of mistakes or whatever, it's like you tell them, don't touch that stove, nigga, shit hot as fuck, like, you gonna burn your hand or some shit, like, or, you know, or stop jumping off that couch, you going to hurt your neck or hit your kneecaps or some shit. But they do it anyway. So like you tell them, and then they, you like go about your day, whatever, and then next thing you know, they crying, I've jumped off the couch and hit my kneecap. It's like, come here. I told you, like, come on, yo. You gonna stop doing it now? It's like, yeah, I'll stop. It's like, all right. It's like, almost like treating yourself, it's like giving yourself like so much grace, yo. Like how you give like a little kid grace, you know. And you make mistakes. And also another reason why like I love every single version of myself is so like I was saying, like there's different versions of yourself where like on the past, like, oh, it's like, man, like you, a lot of times we look at the past, be like, man, I wish I was, I stood up for myself more, I didn't tolerate this, excuse me, or man, I wish I didn't do this, I wish I did do this, I wish I didn't fall into this, but I wish I did this instead, da, 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 da. A lot of times it's like, you know, you had to go through that to become who you are today. If you truly went back to that time period that you feel bad about, you feel guilty or shameful or resentful or regret about, you would not be the person who you are today. Everything happens for a reason, yo. For real, it's all these dogs running around here. People chasing their dogs. But man, I'm telling you, and another thing also is like with like resonance. I actually made a video about resonance, I think last month. Basically, for me, a lot of times, if not all the time, the lessons that you know now, you had to go through, like sometimes messages and certain things for you to like really understand in life, sometimes certain things really need to happen a certain way at a certain time, at a certain period of your life, after this thing, and this message has to be delivered to you in this way, or by this person who looks like this, who talks like this, who relates to you in this way, you know, like sometimes like certain lessons we receive, even like the most simple ones, like believe in yourself, don't limit yourself, growth mindset versus fixed mindset. A lot of times, like those like common, dog fast as shit. A lot of times those common like lessons that we all know, or like those are like cliche or whatever. A lot of times, it takes. A lot of times we weren't meant to understand something until a certain point in my life. Like if you knew what you knew now, back then, or at a certain time that you wish you knew this, you probably wouldn't have been able to like comprehend it, for real. Not in the same way you do now, because now you have more lived experience, you know. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just want to talk about self-love. That's my take on it. How I self-love. I give myself so much grace. I love each and every version of myself, because I feel like, you know, that's like the, you know, the multiverse theory, you know, different types of realities, whatever, or you can just think about it as, like, honestly, you could think about younger versions of yourself or past versions of yourself as just different versions of yourself, like different dimensions of yourself, which is in a different time period, you know? Like for me personally, I can honestly say I'm like I'm still me, but I'm a completely different person than I was a year ago. Like, for real. Completely different, you know? The fact that, like me a year ago, if a year ago I was to see myself now, where I quit my job and I'm not working and I'm doing my own thing, entrepreneurship, like full time doing my own thing, I would have been scared, honestly. Like, especially before my shift last Christmas, 2024, like seeing myself, like my past self a year ago, seeing me now, you'd be like, hold up. That's me? That's me? That's what I'm gonna be doing in a year from now? What the fuck happened? Like, yo, like, like, for that to happen, like, I was, like, something happened where I became that ready, that quick, like, so, but yeah, man. And also, I feel like self-love is also action. It is an action. It's habits, like I do things for myself. Like it be time, like that example of like the food or washing dishes. Like it be times like at night I'll be tired. I'm like, I don't really feel like doing the dishes, but you know what? I know I set a rule for myself. I don't like doing the dishes. I don't want to leave dishes in the sink overnight. Plus, I gotta wake up early tomorrow to do this, or I want to do this tomorrow. I want to wake up and not have to worry about it. It's like, I'm just doing now. Just doing now for my future self. So a lot of self-love is sacrificing the now for later. Like right now, you can cut corners. You can take the easy way out, not keep up your habits, do whatever, not hold on to your responsibilities, not be consistent now, because it's like, I don't really feel like it now. But later, you gotta pick that up, And honestly, that's how I feel for like healing and like shadow work. If you don't do it now, it's not going nowhere. If you got stuff that you're dealing with, whatever it may be, that you know yourself best. You know what don't nobody else know. You know what you deal with internally. Limited beliefs, or you have a dream, you have an idea for a job, you want to do this, but you keep holding yourself like, oh, I can't do this because of this. It's like, why not? Shoot, I'm losing it. That was a great point I had. I don't want to lose it. I was talking about doing things for yourself. No. It was like, that was like not the main point, but that was a good point that I had. It's already at 18 minutes. Matter of fact, hold up. All right, I remember now. If you don't do the shadow work, if you don't do the healing, it's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. So like, it's like, why not do it now? Me personally, I've made the choice to go head on, confront myself, confront my shadow, do the shadow work and healing and stuff, and heal myself. I made the choice to go head on. I'm not perfect. That's the thing. It'll never be perfect. That's not the goal. That's not my goal. No. My view with a lot of stuff you deal with, that you struggle with, whatever, the fears, the doubts, whatever, I always say it's not about completely getting rid of them. It's about controlling them, dealing with them. I still have doubts. I still have fears and worries that come up, but I'm so much better at dealing with it. I'm telling you, like, so it's just basically, I'm gonna end this soon, is I'm saying, just like with self-love and healing, or self-love for healing, it's like, if you don't deal with it now, you're going to continue to deal with it. Like for me, I realized I'm kind of completing a cycle. Like I feel like I'm in like multiple cycles, but especially like a 5-year cycle. So it's 2025. Today was today, December 11th, I think so. 2025. A cycle from 2020. Honestly, it's probably before 2020, but especially in 2020, where I got into my deep depression and shit. I got to a point where where I'm at now, where it's like, yo, like I did it. Like I really healed myself, yo. And I continue to have these revelations. It's like, yo, like I really healed myself. Holy shit. Like it's really possible. And I knew I could do it. Even despite being in the shit where I was literally having spiritual attacks mentally every day during COVID, yo, for a certain period of time. I sat down, I was like, you know what? I'm dealing with this shit. I'm doing this, and I'm doing the work on myself, because I know I can. I don't know exactly how, but hey, I know about meditation. Actually, you know what? Let me go out on my back porch and start meditating every day. Let me just go outside, turn my phone off, or leave my phone inside, just breathe, close my eyes, visualize a future where I've healed myself, visualize a better me, a better way for me to live, better mental state, you know, dive into my, and for right now, just dive into my emotions. How am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? It's like, okay, I'm having these bad thoughts, but I don't feel this way. And it's like, I don't feel this way, so why am I having these thoughts? And I was like, is this some type of like spiritual attack? Actually, in that moment, I didn't know it was a spiritual attack, but until years later. But you know, it's that kind of stuff. Just like really sitting with myself. Really, for the first time, I did it before, but like that was the first time I really was like in like Zen mode, where I could really just close my eyes for like 10 minutes straight and like zone out, you know, zone out at everything and just like deep dive on myself, go within. One of my favorite quotes that I came up with, that I follow, I have many things that I follow that I came up with, is when you feel stuck, go within. That's literally where that started from me being depressed and then going within. I was like, you know what? Yeah, like when I feel stuck, for me, I'm gonna go within. I'm gonna meditate, you know? All right, it's starting to get dark, but anyway, I just want to, I highly encourage y'all to confront yourself, sit with yourself, do the shadow work, deal with your shadow, heal yourself. You can heal yourself. And it's hard, it's not all bliss and stuff. A lot of times people can make spiritual enlightenment or evolution or healing, maybe even shadow work seem like it's like a field day, or it's like, oh yes, I line out my chakras, I feel so in tune. Da, da, da. It's like, yeah, but like most of the time, it's like I have that now. I mean, I had it that strengthened over time, but it's like for a long amount of time, nigga, I was struggling. Like shadow work is not easy. That's the thing about this path. It's not easy. It's not easy, but you can do it. I'm telling you, like, excuse me. Ooh, it's starting to get chippy, man. But yeah, I highly encourage you, if you're dealing with something, and you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Whether if it's insecurity, you know, maybe you want to do something, but you're scared to do it. Or you have doubts about yourself, or you've had a history of doubting yourself, or maybe you've had a history of, you know, maybe you're a visionary or you're creative, you've had a lot of ideas to do something, but it's like, man, like I keep starting stuff, but then I never actually do it or finish it, or whatever it may be for you, or you holding yourself back in a certain way. You think that you can't do something because of this, or you think that you need something outside of yourself to do this thing. It's like, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, like, do the work. I highly encourage you to do the work. Because for me personally, 5 years later, if I didn't do the work then, like, it probably would have been decades. I probably wouldn't have been dealing with depression for decades, honestly. You know? But for me, I kind of fast-tracked myself to healing. fast track. Still took time, but I say fast track because it's like it could have like literally, and it's not to compare, but I know people and I know a lot of stories of people who like they don't deal with certain things at a certain time in their life. They don't deal with it like afterwards. They keep like pushing it off, and next thing you know, decades go by, and they still haven't healed from it. That's the thing. Healing isn't like a destination. You know, it's a journey. It's a constant thing. But the thing is, you get better and better. Healing is forever. You know, I'm still healing from my depression. But it's like it ain't about nothing to me now. It's like wow. Like I mean, for me, I'm at a point now where it's like I'm good completely. I literally cannot ever get depressed ever again. It's literally impossible because that's my mindset. That's my reality. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. You can literally reprogram your reality to what you want it to be. That like I'll talk about a little bit on this channel, but I ain't even like really get into it. The possibilities. But anyway, keep losing track of my thoughts, but you can do it. I believe in you. Like I know you can. And it's like if you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, chances are you probably won't. You know? This path is not easy, but it gets easier. It definitely gets easier, you know? I'm at a point now, I think my last video was called Poised Despite the Poison, basically saying like I'm very poised and like calm and just, you know, just chilling despite all the, you know, financial burdens going on in my life. This is the worst I've ever been financially. This shit is crazy. And yet I'm chilling, like, but, man. But, yeah, do the work. You can do it. You can do it. It's not easy. What is easy? What is easy is putting it off, you know, not dealing with it. That's easy. But do you really want to cut corners in life? Do you really want to cut corners on your healing, you know, to become a better you, better version of you, to get better? That's for you to answer. But yeah, that was my talk about self-love, and I hope you know, if you still watching, hey, appreciate you, and I hope you choose yourself. I hope you choose yourself and choose to love yourself unconditionally, so much to where you don't need anything outside of you, you know. So, but yeah, that's all for now. Peace.